Janet Jackson is a well-known American singer, actress, and dancer. She makes records and shows that are new, aware, and sexy. She also has a sound and moves that helped MTV grow. She became famous and challenged some rules about being a woman and a black person. She sings about things that matter and things that she went through. She is a good example for young people. She is the last of the Jackson family, who are all singers. She started on TV at the MGM Grand. She was in the TV show The Jacksons in 1976 and did other shows in the 1970s and early 1980s, like Good Times, Different Strokes, and Fame. She signed with A&M Records in 1982 and became a star after making 2 albums with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who are music makers. They mix different music styles together. Janet Jackson's net worth is estimated at $360 million. She has earned it from her music career, acting, endorsements, and investments. She is said to own a couple of houses, including an 18-bedroom property spread across 40 acres in California, a New York condo that was listed for $8.9 million in 2022, luxury cars, and company shares, among others. Jackson has received 11 American Music Awards, 5 Grammy Awards, 10 MTV Video Music Awards, and 11 Billboard Music Awards. Jackson holds several world records and ranks as the most searched person in Internet history. She has received an Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations for her musical contributions to film, while her humanitarian efforts have garnered APLA's Commitment to Life Award, AMFAR's Award of Courage, and GLAAD's Vanguard Award. She also received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in recognition of her impact on the recording industry and philanthropic endeavors. Early life. Janet Jackson was born on May 16, 1966, in Gary, Indiana, to the Jackson family, a working-class African-American family living in a 2-bedroom house on Jackson Street. Her mother, Katherine Jackson. Her father, Joseph Walter Jackson, a former boxer, was a crane operator at U.S. Steel and played guitar with a local rhythm and blues band, the Falcons, to supplement the family's income. Janet grew up with 2 sisters, Rebby and LaToya, and 6 brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, Randy, and Michael. Personal life. At age 18, Janet Jackson eloped with singer James DeBarge in September 1984. The marriage was annulled in November 1985. In 1986, Janet began dating dancer-songwriter-director Renee Elizondo Jr. On March 31, 1991, Jackson married Elizondo Jr. and the marriage was kept a secret until the divorce was announced. In January 1999, the couple separated and were divorced in 2003. Elizondo filed a lawsuit against her, estimated to have been between $10 to $25 million, which did not settle until that year. From 2002 to 2009, Jackson dated music producer-rapper-songwriter Jermaine Dupri. Jackson was introduced to Qatari businessman Wissam Al Mana in 2006 and began dating him in 2010. The couple became engaged and married privately in 2012. In January 2017, Jackson gave birth to a son, Eissa Al Mana, on January 3, 2017. In April 2017, it was announced that the couple had separated and were pursuing a divorce. The two had a prenup stating that if the parties stayed married for at least 5 years, Miss Jackson would be entitled to around $100 million. The parties announced that they were married in January 2012 and therefore the marriage has endured for over 5 years, meaning this clause came into effect. Career. Janet and her brother Randy performed at the MGM Casino in Las Vegas when she was 7 years old. She got a starring role as Penny Gordon Woods in the sitcom Good Times in 1977. She also appeared in A New Kind of Family, Different Strokes, and Fame. Her father and manager Joseph Jackson signed her to A&M Records when she was 16. Her first album, Janet Jackson, came out in 1982. Her second album, Dream Street, was released in 1984. It reached number 147 on the Billboard 200 and number 19 on the R&B Albums chart. The main single, Don't Stand Another Chance, was number 9 on the R&B Singles chart. Janet worked with producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on her third album, Control, which came out in February 1986. The album went to number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold over 10 million copies worldwide. It was certified 5 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. Janet's fourth album, Rhythm Nation 1814, came out in 1989. It sold 12 million copies worldwide and had 7 top 5 singles. It was the first and only album to have number 1 hits in 3 different years. Janet's fifth album, Janet, came out in 1993. It sold 14 million copies worldwide and was number 1 on the Billboard 200. Janet's first compilation album, Design of a Decade, 1986 to 1996, came out in 1995. It sold 10 million copies worldwide and had Runaway as the first song by a woman to debut in the top 10 of the Hot 100. The Velvet Rope, released in 1997, sold 10 million copies worldwide and was number 1 on the Billboard 200. Her song, Doesn't Matter, for the movie was her 9th number 1 single on the Hot 100. Janet's seventh album, All For You, came out in 2001. It sold 9 million copies worldwide and had the highest first-week sales of her career with 605,000 copies sold. It was number 1 on the Billboard 200. Janet's eighth album Damita Jo came out in 2004 and was number 2 on the Billboard 200. Her ninth album 20 Years Old came out in 2006 and sold 1.5 million worldwide and it was nominated for a Grammy. Her 10th album, Discipline, came out in 2008 and was number 1. Janet's fifth tour, The Rock With You Tour, started in 2008. She previewed a new song, The Great Forever, in 2015, and confirmed her 11th album as Unbreakable. The title track, Unbreakable, came out in 2015. In 2018, Janet and Rhythm Nation joined Sync Music Group. In 2019, Janet announced a Las Vegas residency called Metamorphosis. She also did concerts for Rhythm Nation's 30th anniversary in various places, including the Glastonbury Festival. A 2-part documentary titled Janet Jackson for Lifetime and A&E aired in 2022. She also announced her 12th album Black Diamond, which was planned for 2020. In 2022, Janet announced her Together Again tour starting in 2023 and teased new music. In 2023, Lifetime and A&E announced a follow-up documentary series, Janet Jackson, Family First. The series will show Janet getting ready for her tour and trying to reunite the family band with Randy. Other ventures. In February 2011, Janet published a self-help book called True You, A Journey to Finding and Loving Yourself, which she co-authored with David Ritz. The book became a bestseller on the New York Times list. Janet became a spokesperson for Nutrisystem in 2012, after having issues with her weight in the past. Janet was one of the rare black female artists to own a record label when she launched Rhythm Nation. She also collaborated with Paul Raps New York to create a luxury jewelry line named the Janet Jackson Unbreakable Diamonds Collection. Janet has been involved in various charitable causes, such as helping Hurricane Harvey evacuees and the AIDS Project Los Angeles. She modeled for Black Glamour, a clothing line that uses mink fur, and also helped design a signature collection for them. She also appeared in a UNICEF public service announcement to aid hungry children. Controversies. In February 2004, Janet was selected by the NFL and MTV to perform at the Super Bowl 38 halftime show. She sang All For You, Rhythm Nation, and part of The Knowledge before joining Justin Timberlake for Rock Your Body. When Timberlake reached the line, I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song, he pulled off part of her outfit, exposing her right breast to 140 million viewers. The Super Bowl 38 halftime show became one of the most notorious TV events ever, and Janet was entered into Guinness World Records as the incident was the most recorded and replayed TV moment ever, attracting about 35,000 new subscribers. Jawed Karim said that the incident motivated him to create YouTube because he had trouble finding videos of the incident online. The incident caused her to be blacklisted and dropped from some of her projects, and the event's organizers were also fined for the incident. Thank you for watching. For more content like this, subscribe and click on the bell notification bell.